Hey y'all, here we are. It's round 2 of the reckoning. I'm back to finish what I started. Although I do feel like I have fewer things to reckon with today. I did the brunt of it yesterday and that video will have already gone up really recently. And this really is like round 2 of the same reckoning, or the second half of one reckoning. So, you know, if you haven't seen that one and you enjoy reckonings, then you should watch that one first if you care about seeing it in chronological order. Although I guess with this, it doesn't matter. It's just one thing at a time. Do whatever you want. This one's gonna be fun because even though there are fewer things, it's very makeup heavy. And I know that you guys like to see that. There are some like palettes in this one, some eyeshadow palettes. There's a bunch of drugstore makeup because I was wrong. I thought in the other reckoning that I had accidentally put the Maybelline Lifter Gloss back into my Purgatory box. But looking over the rest of the Purgatory box, I'm seeing that actually all the makeup from that Ulta review, like Ulta makeup review, is still here. I haven't actually filmed a reckoning since deciding what to do with that makeup. So yeah, that was actually like a genuine thing, and all the rest of that makeup's in here, and the palettes and the blah, 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 blah. It's gonna be fun. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. My name is Hannah and I love beautiful things, but when I get PR or when I even buy something for review, I don't automatically keep it because my love of beautiful things has led me to want to consciously curate the collection that I have of beautiful things. And being someone who reviews beautiful things on YouTube, it's something that I have to do carefully. I have to do it like in a measured way, and I usually do it on camera. So that's what this video is. I'm reckoning with some stuff that I got to review and deciding whether or not I'm going to keep it. If all of that sounds good to you, I hope you'll subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. Okay, right here on top, this came in my recent PR package from YesStyle. So this is a K-Beauty product, and I was kind of excited about it. It looks really beautiful, and then I did a little tiny careful swatch of it. I'll show you how I did it because it's kind of interesting, and I'll show you the product because it's kind of pretty, but I saw that it was definitely gonna be too dark for my skin, so I'm gonna have to give it away. So it's a foundation, it's a serum foundation. It's called the Jenny House Ultra Fit Serum Cushion, I guess, Jenny House. And there's a replacement for the cushion underneath the component in the box, so that's nice. So when you're buying it, you're buying like twice the amount of foundation product that fits in a single cushion compact. And you know, it just looks like any cushion compact product thingy. It's got a little sponge, and then in here it's sealed. And I just peeled up the corner of the seal and just touched my finger just a tiny bit into that, and so that I could swatch it. And don't worry, I'm not gonna be like donating this. A lot of the makeup that I decide not to keep in skincare, I do end up donating to Project Beauty Share. When I lived downtown, I was able to drop it off at an actual shelter like near my house. But now I'm sort of just donating to Project Beauty Share every once in a while. I won't be donating this. They only take unopened things. And even though it looks unopened, I know that I have touched it. So I don't wanna like go against their policy. I'll be giving this to someone in my family. So, you know, don't worry that I have just told you that I sullied it, but I wanted to leave it in, you know, visually nice condition so that when I give it away to someone, it's not like it's all gunked up. I didn't want to use the sponge. I didn't want to like do a full application. So I just touched it to see whether or not it was something that I could actually potentially wear. And it's not, it's too dark, even though I think it's the lightest of their, you know, 2 shades. And it also felt really beautiful. It was like a really serum-y, lovely product, and it made me sad that I can't wear it, but I am happy to be able to give it away, probably to one of my cousins. I'm having one of those days where I put all my makeup on and I feel like there are teeny tiny hairs stuck all over my face and they're making me crazy, and I can't find them. I like pick them off and then they're back again. Let's do some fun things. Let's reckon with the palettes to make me forget about my hairy face. So how beautiful is this? This ZC also sent me. It's not part of the Palace Identity line, which was the beautiful dragon lipsticks that we talked about yesterday. But it's beautiful. As you can see, I haven't, well, actually I should leave this stuck on because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give this away. As you can see, I haven't opened it. Like I took it out of its box to look at it, but I haven't done anything with it because these days when I get eyeshadow in PR, especially when it's like unsolicited eyeshadow in PR, I almost inevitably, like before I even open it, I feel like I'm probably not gonna keep it because My preference has really shifted to my curated palettes of singles. I'm really into grunging up my singles, using my single shadows over and over and over again, and just building the looks that I want using all of the colors that I have in singles. So a thing like this, like a big, hefty, beautiful, shiny new eyeshadow palette in beautiful, but you know, for me, pretty easily replicable tones, like pinky neutral tone, pale pinky neutrals. It feels like it's something that I don't need to take up the space in my life with a thing like this, because I can already do everything I would do with this. The added benefit of choosing not to keep it for myself is that I have it as a gift to give, and that compels me strongly because I love giving gifts. If anything gives me pause with this, it's the textures. It's textured, you know, it's got these like funny glitter things. Yeah, this one right here, this pressed glittery, glimmery, gooey shade just looks absolutely stunning. I mean, it looks like a Cleona shadow or something, or like a version of one of those ColourPop pressed glitters, and it looks like I would absolutely love it. So it is tempting to swatch it and like do stuff with it, but especially this season, it's even more tempting to give it away in perfect condition. The packaging's so nice too. ZC really does it up. I'm feeling really disincentivized to keep stuff today. Like I really want to try. Have I kept anything so far today? I just did 2 things. Oh yeah, no, I haven't. I would really like to try to keep as few of the things that I'm going to reckon with today as possible. You know, I was going into this video with a pretty good ratio. I reckoned with 40 things yesterday and I only kept about 15 of them. So, you know, less than half, but I'd really like it to be way, way less than half overall. So on things like this, where there's temptation, you know what I mean? Like this is like really nice. I'm finding it because I'm on a roll. I'm on this like roll of not wanting to keep this stuff that it's pretty clear what I want to do with it. All right, let's do the second palette. In some ways, maybe even more difficult to decide about this one. Remember this? Pat McGrath sent this to me through Octoly, and I did a whole video with it trying Pat McGrath shadows for the first time. And it was amazing because the quality of the shadows is incredible. And I loved the look that I got. It was so fun. And then many of you told me that you've tried this. It's the Divine Rose, the Mothership Rose Decadence, the little mothership. Many of you were like, this doesn't even represent her best quality and you should try something else from her. I loved this. So if that's the case, then that's really exciting. And hopefully that is in store for me one day. I would love to try one of the really great mothership palettes. But for the time being, in spite of my appreciation for this and the really good experience I had with it, I'm gonna give it away. It's a little bit harder to decide about because I have tried it and I love the quality, right? And it isn't untouched, so it's almost unused, but I won't be giving it away as like this brand new in box thing like I'm able to do with this, you know, and it's Pat McGrath. But in spite of all of that, I think that I will be happier giving this away than keeping it. And I'm sure that I'm sure that I can find somebody who will love it. So this is gonna go in the giveaway box too. And again, it's like, I mean, this is 100% case in point in terms of talking about giving away things that I really even love. And like I had a great experience. There's literally nothing wrong with it except for the fact that I haven't really reached for it or thought about it since I filmed that video. I got it in order to try her eyeshadows, or I agreed to receive it as PR in order to try Pat McGrath eyeshadows for the first time on camera, and it served its purpose in my life already. And if it had continued to make itself extremely useful or desirable in my life since then I would keep it, but it hasn't. It's like that was its purpose, and even though it's wonderful in every way, that doesn't mean that I have to keep it on top of all the eyeshadow I already have. So with that said, and with those words fresh in our minds, let's get at some of this drugstore makeup that I bought for review, because I feel like what I just said about this Pat McGrath palette applies to this drugstore makeup as well, or to most of it. Even though I actually bought this, it was still for review. My channel budget paid for it, and it was in order to create YouTube content. Looking at the little pile of 5 or 6 things, there's only one product, and it's 2 items that immediately jump out as ones that I know that I want to keep, and it's these 2 Revlon lipsticks. So it's the Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick. One's in Rum Raisin and one is in Mink, and I think that these are wonderful. I just have been like missing them because they've been in the Purgatory box. And so I've been like looking for them as if they're already part of my collection and then not being able to find them because they're still in Purgatory. It's like in my heart, I've already adopted them. So I'm going to keep these 2 lipsticks. Pretty much everything else that's here, I don't know if it's exactly everything else. It might be. I can't remember if anything else has already been recommended. Oh, I did the Maybelline gloss yesterday. A lot of what else was from that review, a lot of what else is here that was from that review. What am I talking about? What language do I speak? There isn't much else from that video with which I have the same relationship. The Morphe drops, foundation drop thing, actually, I had already put it in my vanity. And I will say I did continue to like that and I have continued to use it some, but I found that I do end up looking a little bit cakier towards the end of the day than I like to, and a little more than when I first apply it. So I liked that a lot and immediately was like, I'm gonna keep that. And then I feel like I'm in like a second phase of deciding whether or not I really do love and appreciate that product and want to keep using it up. But for the time being, I've kept it and it's in my collection, right? And then these other things, I just don't know. The Essence Melted Chrome eyeshadows swatched so beautifully and applied so beautiful, but then they creased really fast on me. And so even though they're kind of busted because I really dug into them to test them and play with them, I just don't want to keep them. So I'll either donate them or like find somebody who wants to play with them in turn. And the Honest Beauty cream blush, man, it's so good. It's good in absolutely every way. This is a tough one, because I feel like the fact that it has been in the Purgatory box has meant that I haven't really thought of it and I haven't really used it, and maybe then haven't like given it its due. But I love my e.l.f. cream cheek palette. I love the handful of cream blushes that I have. And it's almost like I don't feel like giving this its due. Like I don't really feel like buying it. I'm at the store. I feel like I'm a person who loves cream blush a lot, wears it almost every day, cherishes her collection, gets really excited about the cream blushes she already has. And I'm at the store and I'm looking at this sitting there on the shelf and I'm like, I bet I would love that. It's a cream blush. It's in a beautiful color. I've heard the formula is incredible. And then I'm just like, but I just don't feel like buying another cream blush. Why would I? I have plenty. That's kind of how I feel about the question of whether or not I want to keep this. The Flower Beauty Blush Balm, beautiful, and exactly the same thing that I just said applies to this, like exactly the same. It was a little more orange on me than I would have liked, but it's still perfectly lovely. And if I had no other cream or liquid blushes, I would keep it, but I do. So I'm gonna give this one away as well. It's like I learned by trying it that it's great, that it is all it's cracked up to be. But if I kept every piece of makeup that's great, that I either have bought to review on YouTube or have received to review, I would have too much makeup, and I don't want to have that much makeup. So I have to draw the line somewhere. I really liked the formula of the Revlon Super Lustrous Shine. It's a really shiny one. I didn't like this cool toned color, so I'm gonna give this one away, but I did really like the formula, and it did remind me of the Gucci Lip Voile. These liners, the whitish blue waterline liner or eyeliner, it just isn't a good look on me. There's something about my eye shape. It's too white, like that pure white or that super bright waterline doesn't look amazing on me. So I'm gonna sharpen this to sanitize it, and then I can definitely either donate it or give it away. And then the Essence lip liners, I'm gonna keep this red one because I don't have any red lip liners. The closest thing I have is like Charlotte Tilbury Bond Girl or something, and you know, it's more of a berry. So I'm gonna keep the red one, but the brown one, even though it didn't end up being as deep as I was worried it would be when I looked at it, I'm gonna give this one away. I don't need this. Ooh, these little roses. So these are the Winky Lux rose-shaped cream blushes, and I did a whole video review on these. Like I bought them for review, and I did a whole review where I just did really in-depth application, close-ups, everything. I'm definitely not gonna keep both of them, and I know that I'm not gonna keep Brilliant, partly because it is the brighter, kind of more corally, almost like more translucent fluorescent watermelon color on me. And I thought that I would like it better for that reason, but this one actually looks just as bright pretty much on me, but it's a little bit less kind of watermelon. So I feel like I'm getting that bright look from both of them, and this one, the one called Crown, is the one that I like slightly better. And also that means that I've been using Crown more to try to decide about it, and that means that this one, Brilliant, is more intact, so it'll make a nicer gift to someone. The edges are a little bit soft, but you know, it's still beautiful. It's still adorbs. And I think I will keep Crown for the time being, partly just because I've used it enough that it does look pretty worn away, so it makes a less adorbs gift. I do like the finish. I feel a little bit ho-hum, like a little bit back and forth about it, like take it or leave it, simply because I have so much beautiful cream blush. But yeah, I'll keep it, I'll keep using it, and I bet I will. I bet I will use it. And also it'll be nice to be able to report back to you guys what this looks like after like months and months of use, because it's such an aesthetic thing. This came in the mail from Derma E. I love Derma E. They're like my affordable skincare brand of choice for many products. It's a hydrating mist, and I don't really use mists in skincare. I don't really incorporate them. This is, yeah, it's just their hyaluronic acid, rose water, and coconut water mist. So I'll include this in somebody's gift package this holiday season. Gosh, I've been testing this and then keep forgetting about it, testing it and keep forgetting about it. It's the M Cosmetics lip cushion in Venetian Rose. I'm just gonna put it on right now one more time to kind of see if I can decide. I've definitely made use of it. I've used it, so it's not like I have the option to give it away untouched. I mean, it looks pretty. It looks pretty similar. It doesn't look dissimilar to what I already had on my lips, which was the e.l.f. Sheer Slick Lipstick in Golden Pear. And actually, this is a good point of comparison, because based on the marketing, I thought that the M Cosmetics lip cushion was going to be more like the e.l.f. Sheer Slick Lipstick. I thought that it was going to be kind of a semi-sheer thing. And I really love the e.l.f. product. So there's e.l.f. Golden Pear, and you can see it is like an elevated tinted chapstick, you know, like a tinted lip balm. And that makes it very easy to apply. It makes it so I can just grab it and slather it on. But this is a nice rich color, and it does add depth to a look. And there is the M Cosmetics lip cushion. It's so opaque. Like it's like the Revlon lipsticks. It's a thick, opaque lip color. And the color kind of reminds me of Bite Beauty Glacé. It was like a lip one of the like lip crayon that I had for a really long time, although it was more matte than this. This is pretty shiny. And I don't tend to like super opaque lip, like gunk up on your lips. I don't mean that in a bad way like it sounds, but just like goopy, but in a good way, because it does apply pretty well. Like that kind of thing, but super opaque and shiny. I don't tend to like that. And that's why I haven't been reaching for this. But you know, here, two things are touching me right now. Two things are touching my heart about this. One is that I don't feel like it's in good enough shape. It's not the type of product that you can easily like swatch and use and then clean up and give away. And I don't feel like it's in good enough shape to do that. I don't feel excited about giving it away the way that I would if it were brand new and I hadn't actually tested it. And also I feel like I maybe haven't entirely given it the chance that I could have. I'm gonna go ahead and just incorporate it, put it in on my vanity, try to test it like 10 more times, and then actually let you know how I feel. It might not make it through it might not make it through its first declutter, you know, but I'm at least gonna give it that chance. And that reminds me to say that I've been kind of thinking about maybe doing sort of like a light full collection sweep declutter pretty soon. My collection is pretty pared down for me. Like every time I look at it and look at what I have, I don't have this feeling like, oh, I've got to do a declutter. I'm like laden with belongings, which is great. I'm glad that I don't feel that way, because I was hoping this year that it wouldn't be a situation of like getting bloated with stuff and purging, but that by being more mindful about what I actually brought in, I would just kind of like maintain a pretty good equilibrium and just maintain only stuff that I really love. But you know, I think because it's the end of the year, everyone's kind of getting the urge to just like do a quick sweep through. The one part of my collection that I did feel like was overburdened was my cheeks, my blushes and highlighters and stuff. And I just did that focus declutter recently. And I feel like I can do all the rest of it kind of in one go. So things like this, and I think maybe this, and maybe a couple of things I kept yesterday, although I don't know. I just feel like a couple of these things, I'm sort of tentatively bringing them on board. And then a week from now, they might not make it through their first declutter. We'll see. Okay, there's a little stack of more things from ZC that I think I decided not to keep. So there's the ZC sent me 2 mascaras, Living Colorfully mascaras. And one of them is this one. It's a gold glitter mascara. It has this crazy spiked wand and it's basically just glitter. I tried to put it on once and I couldn't get any glitter onto my lashes. Like I couldn't get a look to show up. I just couldn't get it. So I'm gonna keep it because now that I've put it on my eyes, I can't give it away to someone else. But I'm not ready to just like toss it because I feel like maybe it'll develop over time like a fine wine. Maybe if I keep working with it, it'll, you know, solidify a little bit, stiffen up a little bit, and I'll actually start getting some glittery lashes. So I'm gonna keep it for now, but I'm not keeping it because I love it. I'm keeping it because I'm sort of like, what's your deal? Let's keep working together. But based on that experience, I'm going to give away the other one. The other one that they sent me is just their standard plain black mascara. And I'm just gonna give this to someone. And I think I'll probably do the same with this other ZC stuff. So they sent me a blush that is really, really pretty, but like I said, I just decluttered my blushes and I ended up keeping several powder blushes in that declutter. I kept them because when I had them out and I was looking at them, I got filled with this joy and I was like, I love powder blush. I love all of my blushes and I just can't wait to start using them again. And then I dug into two of my favorite powder cheek products the other day when I was doing that full glam transformation, Get Ready With Me. And when I was editing the footage back, I was like, Hannah, you should have worn cream blush. Like I wanted this. This is the e.l.f. palette again, because I edited the footage from wearing this yesterday and I was like, those are the cheeks of my dreams. That's the life I want on my cheeks. And I wish I had this when I was doing that full glam transformation. I'm just really not into powder products right now. I'm not into the way that they look when I apply them. I'm not into applying them. The only time I've really felt into them was when I was like looking at them during my declutter. So I'm definitely not gonna keep this, but it's pretty. Look, it's embossed. The color is very pretty, very wearable. Someone's gonna love it. The ZC Living Colorfully Dreamland Highlight Powder, same thing. This I actually have tried because it's very pretty. Let me show you the embossing. The compact is also really beautiful. Oh my gosh, just looking at it makes me want to keep it. It's a clock. It's like a watch face. It's so pretty. And the color is really pretty and it's really reflective. It's absolutely stunning and it looks beautiful on the cheeks. Everything about it is totally lovely. But I struggled when I did my declutter to declutter some powder highlights that I just never wear and haven't worn any of them since then. And I did declutter some. I don't need to bring another one into my collection. So this one is like, it is one of the most beautiful ones I've ever tried, but I'm not gonna keep it. So those two I opened and looked at them. This is just a powder and I'm not even gonna open it. I'm leaving in its like plastic wrapping because I know that I don't need just like a face powder. I rarely powder my face, so I'll give this away too. The liquid eyeshadow, ZC sent me their liquid eyeshadow. It's really pretty and it looks really pretty on the eyes. You know, it's just like a very fine, elevated version of a Stila Glitter and Glow. And it's got some iridescent fine glitters, really pretty. I did what I often do when I want to gather information about a product like this, a product that has a doe foot applicator, but without sullying it. I pulled out the wand and I used a Q-tip to get a little of the product off and then I applied it to my eyes and wore it one day. It was very pretty, but by the very end of the day, it had creased a little bit on me. And I have plenty of glitter, so I'm not gonna keep this one. I'm gonna give it away. Closing in on it, here's another M Cosmetics product. It's the Morning Dew Crystal Lip Gloss. It's a clear lip gloss. And this was in my last reckoning. It was sitting in here in its box just like it is still. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to test this with the, you know, the Q-tip and all that stuff so I can tell you guys about the blah, blah, blah. I can't, I'm giving it away. It's been with me for too long and I haven't even opened it. I'm just gonna give it away in its box. It's just a clear lip gloss. I'm sure it's beautiful. Everything from M Cosmetics is. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. These are just two little things. So they were in, when I ordered that drugstore makeup from Ulta to do the review video, like reviewing a bunch of drugstore makeup in one video, they included some little exfoliating products and these are two that I just don't wanna use. So one is, it's a Hey Honey Exfoliate to Lift Away Impurities. It's a peel off mask. I hate a peel off mask. And it's a little sample size of a peel off mask. Don't need it. And then this is it's again, the Peeling Mousse. Hope in a Jar Philosophy Instant Glow Facial. I think it's just another peeling mask. I don't like peeling stuff. So I'm just gonna pass those along. That's it, we did it. I did it. And from today's video, I just kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and then the 6th one is this glitter mascara, which is like, I don't know if that counts as like keeping and adding to my collection, but you know, 6. continuing to test the glitter mascara. It's still on notice. And I think I got them all. I just counted 21 things. I might be missing something, but it's at least 21 things that I decided not to keep. So I did pull way ahead. I guess that probably means that all told, there have probably been about 80 things distributed across these two reckonings. And I've kept, I think, about 20 of the 80 things. So that's a pretty good ratio. And again, you know, some of these things I've kept like just to use them up. Some of them I've kept to continue testing them, and I might not end up ultimately wanting to like cherish them forever. I just was kind of like doing as quick a sweep as I could, getting the purgatory box cleared out, getting it so that I can pack this stuff up to either donate or give away to friends and family, and trying to start as fresh as possible in the new year. Okay, it's over. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this one. I really appreciate you spending this time with me. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself today, because that's what will make you the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.